Hi, I'm Sue Connolly and
I'm Kelly Connolly.
And yes, we're sisters. And we are the co-moderators of kitlist.org, a community of 72,000 of our closest friends. And it's actually a job-seeking and community of great professionals and employers and recruiters. But the reason why we're having this video, which is the second one that we're doing right now, is because we thought that we'd tap into the great power of our community and of our friends that are also on Facebook and other networks to see what we can do during this coronavirus epidemic because of all the talent we have. And, you know, frankly, the whole purpose of the Kit List was keeping in touch, and that's what we're doing. So we have some ideas that we'd like to share with you. And we wanted to also make sure that we kind of shared a little bit of some ideas. So there'll be two things that we'll be doing. We'll tell you what we're doing on a community level, just in our neighborhood. My sister's actually living with me right now during shelter in place. She's recovering from foot surgery, so she's gimping around.
She can't get rid of me, but it's nice to be here.
But she's cooking, so why not? So anyhow, but in our own neighborhoods, Kelly's also trained for the California Emergency Response Team, and so am I. Kelly lives in San Francisco, and a lot of these neighborhoods are engaging now as we try to keep in touch with each other so that we, number one, can help each other during any kind of a big disaster, and this is one of them, and then also to try to make it fun as well. So I happen to have a contact list for my entire neighborhood, and I'm suggesting that all of you do that as well. You know, sometimes you know your neighbor's name, but we're recommending that you go and just put something on everyone's door. You don't have to, you know, engage at all, but, you know, take something to the door and then give them your contact info and just say you'll put together names and email list for your immediate neighborhood so you can stay in touch. And Kelly, is this sharing this? Are we sharing the image right now?
Yes, we are.
So we actually, I had a cohort who is one of the younger neighbors. We decided to do Fridays at 5 with friends, where all of the neighbors could go ahead and just get together and just speak from their front doorsteps. And so this is an example of the poster that was sent out, handmade by my neighbor, and it was taped to everybody's door. And I recommend that you just tape something to everybody's door that says you'd like to keep all of their get contact information together so you know how to help each other. And then also you can organize a block party at some point.
Because that's really the time to do that. I live in San Francisco, typically, usually. And there are a lot of neighbors who are really upstairs, downstairs, across the street that we have seen or maybe not have seen, but really it's going to take some effort to really get out there and find out who they all are, because I know of a lot of people who live alone, whether they be young or old. So this is our time to really find our neighborhood and our beliefs, our city blocks, to know who's on our blocks and on our streets.
Yeah, and also you can do some fun things like, it's Easter. We've got these things coming up, and so we're actually doing a little Easter egg hunt. We're going to be helping the Easter Bunny and planting a bunch of Easter eggs in the front gardens of the neighbors who have little kids, and we already got permission with the parents, and we said that we do this with gloves and masks and all that, and it's kind of a way to make it fun. So, you know, helping each other is really key. Connectedness is really key, and these are just a few little ideas that we're doing that are kind of goofy, but hey, that's my style.
It's a way to have fun, really. Again, this is how Sue works. Sue is always, the Kit List was started because Sue felt that need immediately to help others when they lost their jobs. So again, here we are, closed down, businesses are down, and Sue's wanting to help. So this is what Kit List does. So we really want to engage you as a Kit List community to start looking out, and seeing how we can really keep in touch with each other, you, our friends, as well as our neighborhoods. And so one thing that we were talking about, things that we should be doing during the day, and it's amazing
cleaning.
It's amazing how the day goes quickly. But whether we're working, part-time working, consulting, I do think I have one recommendation for us. There are so many places to go online to look at things, and it's actually quite overwhelming. And I'm feeling at times a bit, just overwhelmed that what can I really do? So I'm suggesting that each of us go online, make an appointment with ourselves, go online and learn something new to expand ourselves. And really, it's a time to kind of brush up on our technology, our business, And this is a time for us. It's kind of exciting time to learn something new. And I would suggest that take lunch hour. Schedule it every day for maybe 15 minutes just to go online, take up a new class, take up a new learning experience, and then cut it off at 12:15. That's easy enough. It would be the time we have lunch. So I have a recommendation of a couple of places that I like to go to. And so let's see here. I'm going to go to what I've been doing myself is let's see, yeah, down.
This is homegrown.
Homegrown. Well, first of all, I'm going to a couple of sites that I think are really helpful for me. LinkedIn is a good place for classes, and we have some links here now. We'll also put it on the link below later on. But we have Sue loves most is the Ivy League courses, and
have I signed up yet?
It's free. We can say we've taken a class at Columbia or Harvard. That's the first link, and these are short classes. Or actually 1 hour classes, but easy to do. LinkedIn, and great place for topics and for things you want to, classes you can select and that interest you. I also like Skillshare. I've been paying for that annually, and it's really more for creativity, for branding, illustration, writing, creative work. And I think a lot of the people on the kit list are in marketing, so this might be a good place to do some technical creative skills. And then also other classes you can take. Udemy, I never even know how to say it. Udemy.
We don't know.
But it's for business marketing, IT, software classes. And this is really, just take 15 minutes a day, schedule it in, and just, sign off and go take your break and enhance your life for learning something new that you love.
Exactly. So one of the things I wanted to say is that this is actually a really good time for job searching. I even spoke to someone yesterday who got laid off from Cisco, and she's got a whole bunch of job interviews. So right now is a really great opportunity to lay out the next job, the next consulting assignment that you have. And to that end, we have our very dear friend, Oscar Garcia, who has been generous with sharing information and ideas over the years. And I've had the pleasure of being on expert panels with him. And Oscar is the founder of Aspira Consulting, and he'll tell you a little bit more about what he does. But here's the link below. He also has some free free training and also paid training that is well worth it. But I met him first as a LinkedIn expert, and the heart that he has for people and the information he shares generously to get people to really amp up their job search and landing the job they love. We wanted to profile him. So Oscar, take it away, my friend.
Hi, Sue. Hi, Kelly. Thank you. First of all, thank you for hosting this. I remember when I first heard about you, which was back when, I heard your name. Let me clarify, because I actually joined your kit list long time ago when I worked in the tech industry. I worked for startups, and I got laid off quite a number of times. And I don't know how I came across it. I opened a Yahoo account, an email account, and then somehow, someone told me about your kit list. So I've actually been a part of your kit list for many, many years, and I really appreciate all the things that you're doing for everyone. But, and Kelly, also, I didn't realize you guys are a dynamic duo, and so it's awesome here to have you both. But anyways, I'm really also myself, I do the LinkedIn training, personal branding, and also do some career development training. And the last 2 or 3 weeks, I've been doing quite a number of free webinars, really going out there and helping people, be able to market themselves is quite frankly the approach that I take.
Well, take it away. And also say a little bit about your background, because everybody thinks that we all come from like these big tech backgrounds and tons of funding and all that, but you're the perfect story of someone who made amazing impact in the world. In fact, you were one of the community heroes. You were recognized last year, and it was such a pleasure to see that recognition for the work you've done for others. But tell us about your start.
Yeah, no, definitely. So I used to work, like I said, in the tech industry for 12 years, 5 different startups, and every year and a half I was getting laid off. But one of the things that I learned early on was how to network. And the most that I was ever out of a job was maybe about 6 weeks. And I would tap into my network. This was before social media and all that. Monster.com had just come on board. And then with the help of family and friends, I co-founded a nonprofit while I was still working in the tech industry. Doing that got me out into the community, meeting more people, developing relationships, working with different groups in the community. And in 2008, end of 2008, when the economy really tanked also, you know,
the first time?
Yeah, the Great Recession, I made a career transition and I went to go work as the head of the local chamber of commerce. And the thing is that I had zero experience with chambers. Honestly, didn't even know what a chamber of commerce did. A good friend of mine on the board recommended me to apply. I went ahead and applied. My competition had 25 years of chamber experience, was the interim chamber CEO, and the board loved her. So obviously, I had virtually zero odds, and I got hired. And the reason I share that story is because one of the things that I run into, whether it's a recent college grad or someone that's been in the workforce for a number of years and is looking to transition into a completely new industry, oftentimes the thing that I hear is, but how can I do it, Oscar? I don't have any experience. Or another scenario is we look at the job requirements and the job description and we self-deselect ourselves because we don't fit all that. And what I tell people is that there is a way to be able to still get that interview and potentially ultimately get hired, even if you have no experience like myself. And after about 7 years of working at the chamber, I decided that I wanted to kind of venture out on my own. I actually did a 1-year consulting contract work at LinkedIn doing community relations. And after that year is when I fully went off on my own. And today, with the Speed of Consulting, we focus on two things. One is the consulting work. And then the second piece of it is the actual career development training. And the whole mission and the foundation of what I teach people is I refer to it as I empower you so opportunities come to you. And what I mean by that is I like to use the story or the analogy of when senior year in high school, we all probably know friends that were really good, for example, in sports. And the college or universities would recruit those students to go to their college or university. And, you know, we oftentimes think, well, of course, Oscar, because they're like really good at what they did, right? They're good in sports, they're probably good at academically. And yeah, I agree. But let me ask you, the job seeker, the question, when you are applying for a job, are you not telling that employer that you are the best candidate? I mean, of course we are. Then why isn't that company coming and trying to recruit you? And see, the reason is because most of us don't know how to market ourselves.
Perfect. So Oscar, tell us, and I want to also affirm too, that many people get daunted by the long laundry list of requirements for jobs. And I've heard time and time again from recruiters that if you're a good 60% fit, go for it. A lot of times it's just a laundry list. And a lot of times people haven't even checked out all the things they're asking for. And frankly, it's physically and humanly impossible to fit all those criteria. So go for it in that respect. And actually, Oscar, if we can cut right to this perfect timing right now of, you know, with this pandemic, shelter in place, there is a hiring market going on right now. What are your top tips for people to take advantage of this time and get either the permanent job or the consulting gig that they're going to love?
Yeah.
Keep it easy because we're all trying to do what we can, but this is really important here, at least with our LinkedIn profile. And that's the easy business access for us all. So let's hear some simple tips.
Yeah, no. So first off, before I give you the tips, one of the things that I also tell people is that it is okay to take some time to tend to your emotional wounds, because when we get laid off, I mean, that stings emotionally, financially, and many other ways. And I think it's very important that we acknowledge those feelings. Hey, 3 weeks ago, when I was in a situation where all my trainings just got wiped out of the calendar, I was stressed, I was worried. And it took me a few days to kind of pick myself back up and get going. So I think that's very important that we acknowledge your feelings, take some time off. Now, as far as some of the top 3 tips, number 1, what I encourage you to do is immediately start reaching out to your network. You hear me a lot talk about building and nourishing relationships. That takes some time. But right now, folks, I mean, some of us are drowning financially, right? And what we need is a lifesaver. We need to scream and yell so that, we get some help. This is not the time for us to sit back and be like, oh my gosh, I haven't talked to John in 2 years, and John's going to think that I'm just reaching out to them for a job. Yes, that's okay. It is how we do that outreach. And one approach that I recommend is to be what I refer to as professionally assertive. Hi, John. I apologize. I haven't talked to you in a couple of years. I just lost my job. I see that you are connected to so-and-so. I see you work at ABC company. Would you be open to helping me? See.
And also, sorry, Oscar, this is a perfect opportunity to check in on someone and just say, hey, lots been going on right now. I haven't had a chance to reach out prior, but how are you doing during this? How's your family? And by the way, I'm actually actively looking now because, surprise, surprise, with COVID, my job got eliminated or whatever. But that whole thing where Oscar and I are both very much of the philosophy of be a friend first, offer and be there for that person first, and then you can make your ask, right? And it happens much more naturally too. And Oscar is the expert at that.
And again, we're kitless people. We're friends helping friends. So when we reach out to people, which we should be doing, it's among colleagues and friends. So really keep us friendly and light. So Oscar, continue on, but it's a friendly call.
That's right. That's right. Definitely be that giver, not a taker approach. The second thing that I recommend that you do is get on your LinkedIn profile, clean it up. There's plenty of resources out there. I've been doing a number of free webinars. In fact, on my new training platform, I've uploaded those free webinars. There's also, of course, some paid content, but even just with the free information about how to set up your LinkedIn account, how to use your LinkedIn. Because what good does it do to be Cinderella, ready, dressed up for the prom, and you have no one to go to, right? And there's no ball to dance at. So you have to be also active on the platform. The activity on the platform that I refer to are really 3 things that you can do. Number 1, like a post. Number 2, comment on a post. What can you say on that post? Oscar, thank you very much for sharing that post. Start simple. Eventually you can add more content, more meat to your comments. And then the third thing, this takes a little more effort, is sharing content, because you have to create the content, or you have to find the article, you have to kind of preface it, on your post. But really liking, commenting, or sharing, that creates activity on your LinkedIn account, but it also you begin to become top of mind, because as people are scrolling through their news feed, they're going to start seeing your name. The third thing that I recommend that you do is that start putting together your target list of companies that you are interested in. I don't recommend that you just start applying online, but that you really also get selective as to what type of companies you're interested in. And then you start doing your research. I am of the fan that you have to approach your job search as like an entrepreneur, meaning, why is this company looking to hire? What are their needs? How long has this position been opening? What is the culture of the company? And again, a recent webinar that I did, I even talk about creating kind of this value proposition sheet that you send out, where you've done enough research that you go out there and say, hey, you know what, if I'm hired in this position, this is what I'm going to be doing for you in the first 90 days. It takes more effort, but that's why I'm telling you to create a target list, because most people are just click, happy, applying. And the statistics say you have a 3% chance of getting an interview if you just apply.
Perfect point, Oscar. And really the key here is that, everybody gets on job boards and everyone's getting job emails coming at them. But the opportunity plus the connection that you have, that's where you look on LinkedIn, you see whom you might know at that company. And the whole thing, that the focus really is what you are offering to the company. And that's why I want to encourage people not to have the sky's falling kind of a feeling. And it's really easy to do that, but to kind of get out of that mindset, use the couple days to breathe, but then move into action. And you don't have to have a big game plan. Just really choose one thing that day that you're going to do, but really put on your best smiley face and stand up. My dad used to say, stand up when you're making a phone call, and make sure you're smiling. And think about what you're doing is you're not going, I need a job, I need a job, I need a job. But it's like, I have skills and talents that I would love to offer to your company that I think would help with X, Y, and Z.
Yes.
And remember that you're not a beggar. You are a talented professional who has something to offer. And in part of what Oscar was saying when he got the job as the head of the Chamber of Commerce, don't put on the mindset, any limiting mindsets on, I can't do this, I can't do that. People hire people that they will, A, enjoy working with, B, that they think will make them look good and really deliver. And those are the things, that chemistry plus that desire to really knock it out of the ballpark will put you way past anybody else who might have all the credentials. So just don't think in any limiting way. And always, always, always make sure you're asking that person, what can I do for you? How are you doing? What can I do in my connections and my network to help you?
And do that first, because that's really, it helps extend yourself and helps the other person feel better, whatever level they're at. Again, this is an exciting time. We've never had this, other than where it's wartime, where it's our homes are being bombed. We're not doing that. A lot of us are here at home, ready and able. So this is exciting. We have time to regroup, rethink, reach out, and take advantage of this time that we have that we've never had in our careers before.
And it's an opportunity. And that's where I really encourage everybody to think about that. So Oscar, thank you so very much for sharing your expertise. And everybody, you can go to aspidabiz.com to find more of Oscar's free, generous seminars that he's offering. And you can also sign up for other ones that are coming up where he gives more information. He has more time to go in depth. So for today, stay safe.
Stay safe.
And have fun. Happy Easter.
Happy Easter. This is a big week ahead. We celebrate this week, but also we celebrate all of you, your talents, and what we can share together. And also, if you can, subscribe to us if you can, and also share ideas below on the link too, because this is a community
in the comment section. Yeah.
It's a community service that we're doing. So thank you all. Happy Easter.
Happy Easter. Thank you, Sue. Thank you, Billy.